Hello, it's Kyle Marshiku, your cute entity who pretends to be your equal. Today we are talking about shows. Let's get some background music in here. I can barely hear it. Now let's do Homestuck. No Mario. How you guys doing? Uh, Nathan says, Evangelion top 5 or rigged? Well, uh, stay tuned, I guess. Krista says, I already know my favorite show won't be here. It's so over. Oh, right. I know yours. Yours is One Piece. All right. Everyone coming in here to see if their favorite shows make the cut. Um, but I'm just going to say Evangelion has more legacy than quality. And One Piece is a manga, not an anime. Can we be real about that? Can we be real that One Piece is a manga? Uh, Krista says One Piece is my top three. I figured. Oh, all three? Yeah, that makes sense because there's three different anime. Is that it? Right? Right? Also the Netflix show, I guess. Kira says, Nathan, we're talking original series maybe, but the movies, absolutely not. Oh, no, no. The Evangelion movies are just pedo stuff plus hatred. It's very angry. Would not recommend the movies, but the original TV show had its bits, I guess. All right, so as chat has spoiled for everyone, we are getting into the top 10 TV shows of all time. That's what we will be talking about today. Oh, one moment, I gotta do something behind the scenes. I gotta pull it up. Whirly Kiwi says, most shows I watched turned out to be disappointments later on. I haven't watched that many shows anyway, lols. And Krista says, I'm still putting on my list though. All right, one moment, I have to get the list ready to show. So I have it up. I do a thing where before every stream on the Excel sheet, I turn them from like white to black to be able to like have some suspense. So let's just do that real quick. Do do do. Wait, why is there no music? Oh, the Homestuck music's not playing. There we go. Homestuck music really is the best music in my opinion. At least just like background music. Minecraft has its place, but it's just, I don't know, makes you feel like you're at one with nature, which is a very specific vibe. And Mario music seems like you're like in a sideshow skit. But Homestuck feels like you're cool, you're chill. Uh, Jasmine VTuber says, hey, hello. How are you? I'm good. Just about to go over my best favorite TV shows, the best takes in the world, etc. But thank you for joining. Nice to have a fellow VTuber, even though I'm kind of janky. Just animated my own character. Nathan says, I wonder where Madoka will be. Shush, spoilers, spoilers. How's the stream going? It's good. We just started. But let's get into it. All right. So previously, it's okay, Nathan. Don't worry about it. I'm on both YouTube and Twitch in case people are wondering. Okay, so previously, last stream, we talked about the best video games of all time. And if you disagreed with that, look, it's okay. Not everyone's perfect, okay? Not everyone's like me. Anyway, so these are my favorite video games. I also did an overrated list just because I had a lot of opinions on video games and I thought that would be fun. Jasmine says, "Do you stream daily?" No, no, just once a week. Every Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, U.S. I have a day job. I can't afford to stream every day. But yeah. Anyway, so these are the most overrated video games in my opinion. Doesn't mean they're not good, just overrated. But these were my favorite ones, the ones that were best. Down here, we got nominations. So these are ones I considered. The rule is I'm only allowed to pick one entry from every IP, every series. So there's one Bioshock game, one Kirby game, one Pokemon, one Fallout, etc. I feel like this helps keep the list from just being overwhelmed by any particular franchise. Also, it would be really difficult for Pokemon because every version's kind of a different version of the same game. So I picked my favorite version of this incredibly successful formula. Jasmine says Cyberpunk is not overrated. I really think it is. I think the world building and the politics is kind of nonsensical. It's like a libertarian utopia where all the corporations are the government, but also they're still competing for some reason. In real life, they would all just like work together. I don't know. I can't take its world building very seriously, and I think the cyberpunk 1980s retrofuturism thing is a bit outdated today. I don't know. It's not a terrible game, but I just don't think it deserves all of the accolades it gets. Um, anyway, now we're gonna move on to the serial TV shows. Okay, so I put serial shows. This could just be TV, anything that's like episodic, or it could be live action. But I'm gonna be honest, I have a predilection for animation, and yes, that means there's gonna be a lot of anime. So we're gonna go into the nominations here first, starting at the bottom. ReZero. Now, I would like to talk about and show you some of these shows, but the problem is with especially anime, copyright law is going to really limit what I'm able to show you. So this is going to be a lot of me just kind of talking. Uh, but I could probably show some like screenshots and stuff. Okay, here's some trailer. Nope, 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 nope. Don't play. Jasmine, I appreciate it, but I drew my own avatar. I'm good. I don't need anything. Uh, so uh, ReZero, in my opinion, is the only isekai. Is the only one that ever was made. All of the others were lost in the Great Fire, and we don't talk about them. Or more seriously, I think it's the only really good one. I don't know. Maybe there's other things that are technically isekai, but I uh, I really like ReZero in theory. It's only in the nominations. It's not in my top 10, but I think it's worth considering. Like you start off with this kind of bleak guy who's just not really sure what to do with his life, and then suddenly Fantasyland. Um, and in my opinion, the first episode of ReZero is honestly kind of bad. I wasn't really sure. I was only watching this because it was recommended to me. But after the first season, they introduced the main thing. His power is every time he dies, he restarts, and he explicitly can't tell anyone or he will just die if he tries telling people he dies. So there's this interesting thing where he falls in love with this amazing cast of characters and has to start over and die over and over and over again. And I think just combining like a time loop story with an isekai was kind of a stroke of genius. And the most wonderful thing about it is that the dude actually has a personality. This isn't some like wish fulfillment type of crap. He is a flawed character who like he's kind of an incel, at least a little bit. He's also kind of a health nut, and this kind of goes into his backstory. Like he wears a tracksuit most of the show. Um, he and the way that the deaths are actually like really tragic. Yes, he can survive them, but he's always traumatized by them. There's an episode later on where he manages to finally save the girl, and he kind of goes manic, and she gets mad at him, and he doesn't understand why. Because in his mind, he's entitled to her. He saved her, and she's like, "No, no, you're not just entitled to me like that." What other bits are good? These two characters, the twin maids, are actually a lot more interesting than you would initially think because they're not the same personality. They have completely different personalities, and not like as a sort of like gag foil, right? Um, this one here is kind of standoffish, and she just does what she thinks she needs to do for her master. This one here will murder anyone if she thinks that they are going to like be a problem. They just have different mind states. World of Kiwi says, you know when there is a time loop, 12 minutes does not exist. Sorry. You know a story is good when there is a time loop, 12 minutes does not exist. Oh, I don't know that one. I don't think time loops are inherently good. They can be a little tropey, but they can be done really well. And the way they do it here is that the character's emotions carry over. For the longest time, he refuses to even kill himself because he wants to try to make the timeline work. He doesn't want to count on his powers. He doesn't even know how long they'll last. He only finds out they exist upon dying. And then there's like this really interesting moment later on this episode where he's lost everyone he cares about and he has to make the difficult decision to kill himself. Sorry, I got a spammer. Discord Gallery, if you're a real person, you can find the Discord on the YouTube page. Grista says, I've seen time travel done well and time travel adding a million contrivances. Yeah, exactly. Um, there's a really, really cool moment when like he survives the initial scene at the city, like this area down here, and he finally makes it. He gets to like the next week and he's like living in a mansion as a servant. And he's with these other people he's met. He's like, okay, okay. He's finally setting into his new isekai life. And then one day he just wakes up and it started all over again. And you realize you have this horrifying realization. Someone had to have killed him in his sleep. And then he has to redo the whole thing and figure out who it was, which one of these people he loves was the one who killed him in his back. It's really cool. Unfortunately, one of the reasons ReZero does not get my top favorite list is because it kind of goes on for a while. The first season is absolutely amazing, but the second season I think has a huge drop off in quality. There are times where it gets interesting again, but the second season feels like it's just a bunch of side story episodes about like a bunch of characters you don't really care that much about. The main love interest, Amelia, she has like this whole backstory, her right here, and I just don't care. She's just meant to be like perfect cinnamon roll. I actually found the maids to be a lot more interesting. And honestly, this character right here, Beatrice, is probably the one of the most interesting child anime characters I have ever seen. Like she has a bunch of personality, and despite ironically kind of being in a Victorian Lolita outfit, there's no predation stuff going on with her, which is like thank goodness. Anyway, so yeah, ReZero, I recommend it, particularly the first season. The first episode's a bit of a slog as they're setting up the story, but get past the first episode and you'll get to super duper stakes. Highly recommend it. All right, next up we have Orphan Black. Now, this is a live action TV show, and it's a bit old to be honest, but I I liked it. Again, I have to be careful with copyright. But it's a show where what if the entire cast was basically played by the same main character? Play the thing already. Oh, okay. Stop, stop, stop. Don't copyright flag me. Okay. Basically, the idea is this British woman goes into the subway and then finds another version of herself killing herself in front of the subway. Uh, then she takes over her life only to find out, wait, this other woman's a cop. And she finds out that there's some grand conspiracy. At some point, 20 or so years ago, someone cloned the same girl. And there's a whole bunch of the same woman just living different lives. And they have to uncover this like weird, like eugenic conspiracy. And the actress is very good with the way that she plays different roles. Um, one of the clones is a serial killer, that this one right here, where she's trying to kill all the other ones because she thinks that they're like genetic abominations. My favorite one is the housewife. Like, you think the serial killer would murder you? The housewife, like the housewife is the real psychopath. Um so yeah, like this scene, like she's getting a body out of the trunk of her car. Highly recommend it. Um we're gonna move on to My Name is Earl. Now, this might be a bit of a weird one, but for context, I grew up really conservative. And so My Name is Earl is one of those shows that you can probably see from the appearance might appeal to a very like white trash suburban mindset, right? A conservative mindset. The idea, like, right wingers, 20 years ago or however long, they saw themselves in this. But despite that, the show is actually pretty based. Like, I grew out of a lot of the things I watched when I was a child, but My Name is Earl was never one of them. Now, like, don't get me wrong, it's probably going to be edgy. I wouldn't say it's necessarily woke by today's standards. But here, let me just okay, don't play. So, the central premise is no, not that. The central premise is that the main character Earl is, poor white trash. He is lives in a trailer park. He's a mess up. His entire life is terrible, and he's a garbage person. He's a butthole. His wife even cheats on him because of how terrible he is to her. But he gets hit by a car and decides to start over. He decides to believe in something called karma because he just hears somebody talking about it. Do good things and good things happen to you. He makes a list of everything he's ever done wrong in his entire life and decides to make a commitment to do better. And indeed, immediately wins a lottery ticket upon doing so. Oh, I shouldn't play that. So yeah, it's just a really nice, like, kind of wholesome show about seeing like a really terrible guy doing something better. The brother is obviously meant to be mentally challenged, which definitely gets into some dicey territory, but he's always shown to be a full human being. And while he is used for comic relief, he is the main brother of the main character. And so it's always like, if you ever mess with him, I will kill you type of thing. He also is shown to have like a significant amount of emotional intelligence. I don't know, representation of mentally disabled people's. Um, it's one of those things that I think can be done poorly and it can be done maliciously, and I don't think it's done maliciously here. Um, what else? One of my what okay, that's the scene. Uh, One scene that I think is particularly interesting is one of the first people he tries to help is this kid, this nerd he used to bully back in school, Kenny. And when he goes to meet him, he's like, "All right, I always picked on you for not having a girlfriend, so I'm going to help you get a girlfriend." He goes to meet him and sees, they have a bit of a squabble as Kenny's literally afraid of this guy. And they see that Kenny has a very sexy man magazine on his desk. And you realize, oh, Kenny never had a girlfriend because he was gay. And so Earl just goes, "All right, let's find you a man." So you could see how, like, maybe the show was a lot more progressive for its time than a lot of people probably gave it credit for. A lot of conservatives probably wouldn't even remember it. It's the same type of thing where people would say Avatar: The Last Airbender was woke if it came out today. The only thing that really prevents this from being like a blockbuster type of show for me is that it never got a proper ending. It got canceled randomly and then just never got to finish. All right, next up we have Fairy Tail. Krista says, "Finding a man, wokeness, stay winning." Yep. Oh, I forgot to mention, one of the main characters is literally an illegal immigrant, Catalina, and she's also she's a stripper and a maid. She just does what she has to get by. It's very like tropey, but again, she's a full-fledged character. There's even like a whole arc about her trying to get a green card so she can be an American citizen. So it's interesting. Anyway, next we have Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail is my particular choice of shonen. I like it better than Dragon Ball. I like it better than One Piece. But, referring to the anime, I'm not much of a manga reader. Krista says, "Representation to goes wild. Let's go." Yep, yep, yep. Um, all right, Fairy Tail out of context? Sure, why not? Okay. So, the central conceit in Fairy Tail, like a lot of shonens, the main character is the most powerful dude to ever power type of thing. He just doesn't realize it yet, so he constantly grows in power level throughout the story. But one thing I think that Fairy Tail does really well, where a lot of other shonen doesn't compare, is backstory. Every single character you'll ever see on screen has some insane backstory. Oh yeah, Wendy. This is a little girl who was displaced from time, and her entire village turned out to be a lie and a mirage, and so she actually has no family and has to find a new family. Oh yeah, Carla. This was like a little royal cat alien from another dimension that ended up like having to watch over this dragon slayer in order to protect her. Oh yeah, Liliana here. This girl actually, she died, but eventually they got a replacement from an alternate world who actually swapped places with the one who died. Oh, and this guy here. Well, he was actually a natural dragon slayer until eventually he needed to get more powerful from an abusive guild leader, so they ended up implanting him with artificial dragon slayer magic so that he is both natural and artificial at the same time. Like, this is just four random characters that happen to be on the screen when I clicked it. Like, that's how deep the backstory goes. And it has been years since I've watched this show, so let me tell you how much I remember about the backstory, because it's that good. Nathan said, I thought you were joking at first, but I don't know anymore. No, no, no. Also, underrated, the ice wizard, Gray right here. Uh, he's like one of the few male characters that regularly gets fan service. Like he's like half naked half the time. Um, they don't really go wild with it until later on, and when the characters get a bit older. But I think it's interesting. There are the big problem with Fairy Tail though is it doesn't know how to move on. You'll get really cool characters, you'll get cool backstory, but you're not gonna get like things moving on from that point forward, and that makes it really hard to stay invested. There are so many times where you think they're gonna move on, and they just don't. Uh, like there's one arc where they fight a bunch of demons, and the demons destroy the capital of the nation. You're like, oh no, everything's gonna change. And then the next episode, at the beginning of the next arc, everything goes back to the status quo, and it's just, oh my goodness, really? Like it's so. We were going somewhere. Oh, this character right here. This is Ultier, and she's one of the few characters where her backstory and her actions in the story were so magnanimous that they couldn't even reset her. She's one of the few characters that survives this arc reset. Um, her she has this moment. I know it's spoiling, but I want to tell you guys how great some of the moments can be. There's one moment when everyone is fighting in this grand arc. Everything comes to a peak. Everyone's fighting all these different factions, and she's part of an evil faction, but she has a bit of a change of heart, and she does time magic. But time magic's very finicky and dangerous, so she tries to use time magic to save everyone. And as she's doing it, everyone around her is dying. Main characters start literally dying. Gray gets pierced in the heart. And then she uses her power, everything she has, and crumbles into like old lady dust. And it only reverted the clock back a second. Or sorry, a minute. 1 minute. She burns her entire life to reverse time by 1 minute. But in that time, people's memories were retained. Just everyone in the world remembered the next minute. And so they all dodge out of the way of those attacks and they survive the battle. And that just, oh my goodness, I just teared up. And you get one scene of seeing her on her deathbed and she's just kind of gone after that. But Fairy Tail just sometimes really makes you feel things. Krista says, I'm conflicted with this choice. First, I thought it was overhated, then salt was rubbed in the wound. Ultier stood out among the villains. That time reversal scene was peak. Okay, so you're familiar, Krista. I also feel like Natsu does the power scaling in a bit of an interesting way compared to like Dragon Ball or other shonen. Basically, Natsu is just a freak of nature, but you only slowly find this out over the course of the story. So he'll unlock a power, and it just turned out, yeah, you always had that power. In fact, here's another chapter of your backstory you didn't know. Here's another chapter. Here's another chapter. Here's another chapter. Yeah, you can do Dragon Slayer magic. Oh yeah, you can tap into like God Slayers, Demon Slayers, whatever. And I'm gonna spoil something, but at the end of the original Fairy Tail manga and anime, there's a new one that came out. I don't feel strongly about it, but at the end of the story, when they fight the demons, they fight the like this basically Magic Hitler. They fight Magic Hitler, and they find out that Magic Hitler made the demons, and each demon is a book. Like their code is in a book, and they just manifest. So if you destroy the book, you destroy the demon. You find out that Natsu is one of them, and that's why he's so powerful. And I love, so Urza right here is the best character. She's like the one with all the agency. She has a really cool backstory about being a slave, and she also owns her sexuality in a really cool way. The worst character here is Lucy, because she just gets damseled and undressed half the time and always unconsensually, which is really annoying. But she also had a story arc at the beginning of the anime about being an author, and she just kind of forgets about it and becomes a fighter instead. Well, in the end of the anime, when they find out that Natsu is literally a book, when he's doing the big bad fight with Magic Hitler, Lucy just starts editing the book and like writing in it saying he's more powerful. And it's such a gag, but I love it. A Fairy Tail just gets so good sometimes and then just dashes away all of its progress. So yeah, mixed feelings, but I would highly recommend it if you just want something long to watch. That's good. Next up, we have Doctor Who. Um, I mean, there's so much to Doctor Who. I would kind of be sus of anyone who said they watched it but didn't really like some part of it. Who? Yes, Krista. Who? Doctor Who. The Doctor. The Doctor. The Doctor is the Who of the Doctor of Doctor Who. Um. Okay, they've separated into different doctors because the show's been running for so long. They've had to swap out actors. I think they're on number what 14 now, or technically 15, depending on how you count them. All right. All right. So David Tennant, the 10th Doctor, is one of the most beloved. Everyone loves his performance, so much so they actually brought him back for a special or two. Uh, but Doctor Who has been running ever since the day after JFK was assassinated. And, it's gone on and off, but it's had like dozens of seasons. It is one of Britain's most well known cultural exports. It is science fiction, but it has like a hopeful science fiction to it that really sets it apart from like cyberpunk and other grimdark stuff, you know? Um, I'm trying to think of. I think if you were to limit Doctor Who to just the best episodes that ever existed, which, yes, would be a lot of 10ths run, it would be one of the best shows ever made. Every episode talks about something. Like this episode, this is about the futility of war. Uh, we'll see another one. This episode is about how slavery is wrong, even if there are biological differences, because the Doctor's woke. Um, this part is about how the Titanic was bad and the Doctor might be Jesus. I don't really like the whole messianic Doctor stuff. I wish they would cut that out. Oh, this one's about Pompeii. This is about how sometimes you can't change the future, even if you know it's going to happen. I like this better because it makes the Doctor more of a flawed figure. Grista says, it is unfortunate that an optimistic depiction of the future has died out. So much tries to be gritty and realistic now. Oh, absolutely. Where the Kiwi says, every day since the day after JFK's assassination, by the gods, JFK is the first regeneration. That's funny. That's funny. Um, but yeah. Oh, sorry. No, don't play. Don't play. Don't copyright me. Um, this one is about the fear of like medicine getting rid of like fat. That one probably has aged poorly, in my opinion. Anyway, there's just a lot of good stuff, a lot of really great moments. But unfortunately, H Bomber Guy has a really great episode, a video. H Bomber Guy, Doctor Who. If you want to know the problems with Doctor Who, uh, actually, it's in his Sherlock is Garbage, Here Is Why video, because here he talks about how the Sherlock TV show written by Stephen Moffat is really bad. And Stephen Moffat was the showrunner of Doctor Who for like 5 to 10 years, a really long time. He did the 11th Doctor, but then he got really bad with the 12th Doctor. Let me pull up the different Doctors. Okay. Doctor Who Doctors. Okay, we have a Wikipedia page. Yeah, sure, here we go. Nope, I just wanted to see the big compilation image. Copy image address. Okay, that will have to work. Okay, so here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, which is just 10 again, and then the new 15th one. I haven't seen any of this one yet. Nothing against them, I haven't kept up with it. There's also a secret one that's not depicted here by John Hurt. Anyway, these are the classic ones. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is like New Who, and then this is like newer. 10th is Beloved. 11th is quirky. I understand people not liking him as much as 10 because of like being written by Moffat, and Moffat's writing style is literally just like tune in next time, tune in next time, tune in next time, tune in next time, and it's just such a pain to keep up with. The 12th Doctor, I actually think the actor is a really good actor. He's like clearly was meant for like drama. But the story material he's given is usually pretty bad. And I think the 13th Doctor is not nearly as bad as everyone says. The problem is just that the writer was like a very insufferable liberal kind of writer and would insert that into the stories a lot. But like 11 and 12 had a lot of right-wing stories too that Moffat inserted. Moffat was like literally a Tory. So people didn't care about that, even though that stuff is equally gross. Oh, actually, I'd say maybe a bit worse so. But some of the liberal stuff does get pretty gross. She defends Amazon at one point. Not great. But I think the problem, the reason she's hated more is because one, woman, sexism. But two, I think just a lot of people hated that the liberal politics were a lot more obvious than the more conservative politics that Moffat was better at kind of hiding under a bunch of technobabble. But just to point out, so I wanted to mention this, Sherlock is garbage. He talks about why Moffat's writing style is bad, not just in Sherlock, but also in Doctor Who. But Moffat is good at writing bottle episodes, episodes that are just one-offs, and Capaldi was a great actor. All of the actors are great, to be honest. So in my opinion, most of the 12th Doctor's run is garbage. I actually have a literal Excel spreadsheet where I list whether you should even bother watching an episode, because sometimes they're just bad, you can skip them. Sometimes they're bad, but they're important to the plot, so if you skip it, you won't understand what's happening. And then sometimes they're just good. This one was both. This was the best episode of Doctor Who, in my opinion. It's called Heaven Sent. And in this story, the Doctor gets captured. Normally, he has a human as his companion, but they die because he's immortal and they are not. And so this is an episode right after one dies and he's on his own and he's captured. And it's just him monologuing to himself as he's in this time prison and he's interrogated. And it's okay, it's a bit of a time loop. I know, I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a sucker for a time loop. And he has this, it's so cool. Please watch this video, please. He has a bit where there's a wall of diamond and he's in a time loop, right? You know what, I'm not going to spoil it. Watch this episode. Watch Heaven Sent. What comes after is not nearly as good. What comes before is not nearly as good. But this one episode, Stephen Moffat knew how to do bottle episodes. If there's a mountain made entirely of diamond and it takes an hour to go around it, an hour to walk over it, and every million years a little bird comes by and pecks at the mountain, by the time that the mountain has been ground into dust, the first second of eternity has passed. So that's why I like Doctor Who. And then next up, we have Continuum. This one is one I've basically seen no one talking about, so maybe I'll introduce people to a cool show. Continuum is a science fiction show that takes place across time. It starts off in the future of 2077, where there's a corporate board that rules all of humanity, that rules the entire planet. And these democracy terrorists get a time machine and go back to 2012 to try to prevent it from happening. The show has a ton of commentary about the 2008 financial crash. And you basically have this situation of being in modern day and a future cop, this woman, woke, I guess, but awesome, has to like work with the modern day police to stop these future democracy terrorists. And as the show goes on, the main character, Kira, recognizes more and more like, wait, maybe the society I came from is bad. Maybe these terrorists have a point. And that's something that's really interesting. The terrorists do have a point. It doesn't mean they're always good. In fact, a lot of them do bad things. One of them's literally a suicide bomber. But there's just a lot of like talk about like capitalism here. It never goes into like socialism. At one point later on in the series, they even they even go into an alternate timeline where, because they destabilize the corporate board so much, you instead have competing corporations, kind of like that cyberpunk thing I was complaining about earlier. However, this show's more realistic about it. Competing corporations with no government, the corporations just become new governments. They become warlords, little fiefdoms, just with like a weird ramshackle power. Definitely recommend checking it out. They also have like a child Steve Jobs type of character who's a lot more interesting than you would think. There's like a internal conflict he has between his like more like libertarian utopian ideals and the sort of inevitable thing that tends to happen with a lot of libertarians where they just corrupt into techno-fascists. You see both sides of that guy. All right. So I know I've rambled for a while, but now we're going to finally get into the top 10 shows of all time. Okay. Number 10, Edge of Sleep. This might seem like a strange one, especially if you recognize it. Edge of Sleep was a really short streamed show where the main character was played by Markiplier. Now you might be like, okay, so you're just biased, Kyle, because you like Markiplier. And like, okay, yeah, sure, fine. Okay, I'll own up to that, I suppose. But the show is honestly just really good. Like, it's okay. I have to play a little bit of it. Come on. Come on. Come on. I updated my ad blocker. I'll have you guys know. All right. So this is a horror show. The horror is that one day. Oh, nope. The horror is that one day people go to sleep and they don't wake up. And this happens everywhere. Just one day, everyone's falling asleep and they don't wake up. Krista says, so what I'm hearing is the YouTubers are finally beating the slop allegations. I mean, Markiplier is like an aspiring filmmaker and actor, so he's actually working on his own show called Iron Lung based off of a video game. I hope it works out. Also, this is anti-Semitic. Why is this here? Are you kidding me? Kira says, Edge of Sleep is so good. Yes. So there's something just really primal about the horror of not going to sleep. The main characters in the show are literally just 4 people that happened to be awake when the world ended. When everyone stopped waking up. The main character is Markiplier's character, Dave? Yeah, Dave. Krista says it keeps me at the edge of my seat. So Dave is a chronic insomniac. He actually has a medical condition, a hard time sleeping. This lady is a nurse who was working an all-night shift that night. This guy is a former Air Force pilot who had to stay up and was working the night shift. And then there's a 4th character who is a literal drug addict and was like on meds keeping her up. This show is terrifying. They start like, this is a scene where they get together and just talk about like, okay, what can we expect? And she's like, at 32 hours, you'll experience this. At 72 hours, at 100 hours. They start taking medication to stay up because if they fall asleep, they die. I have never, ever seen a show that talked about this type of horror, the horror of having to need to sleep. And in a capitalist society, having to work 8 hours, only having not enough time to do anything you want, and having to sleep, we've all wished to not have to sleep at some point, right? Well, imagine you have to. Imagine you have to not sleep. And that's what the show is. And then they try to figure out, why is this happening? They try to even figure out, like, what do you do? Like, if I was in this situation in real life, I feel like I would just die. I feel like I would just roll over and die, you know? Like, but they have to try to figure out, how are they going to survive this? It's genuinely a great show. Highly recommend watching it. All right. Next up, number 9, the 9th best show ever. Future Diary. Yeah. I think this one's a good show. It is an anime. Okay. There are a lot of problems with Future Diary, but it gets so much right that I couldn't put it any lower than number 9. Future Diary is a death battle anime. This is what a terrible anime looks like. Are you kidding me? Well, okay, it is kind of trash, but it's the best trash. I love it. If you like Danganronpa, you'll like Future Diary. The premise is pretty simple. Basically, every main character is someone that kept a diary on their phone. It's like, flip phone technology for the most part. The iPhone was still relatively new. Anyway, everyone keeps a diary, and then one day they get a message from God, and God tells them that your diary is now autofilling, as in your future self is now writing your diary, and now you can use your diary to see the future. Kira says Yuno Gasai is the OG yandere. Oh, absolutely. Here, is she here? Yeah. This woman will kill you if you even look at her man wrong. And she does that, actually. Like, she actually kills people. Her diary is a stalker's diary. Her diary tells her everything the main character Yuki is going to do. And Yuki's diary is just a bland observational diary. He has no purpose in life. He just records the things around him. So his diary tends to be pretty unbiased. But it has a major blind spot. It never says what happens to him. So it's not actually that useful for his own survival. Rotokiwi says, my only interaction in Future Diary is listening to the season 1 opening on repeat. It does have like one of the best openings in all of anime. Literally. Like the opening is extremely important to the plot. Like you need to watch it, whereas most anime, you just kind of skip it. At least the original opening. I think they changed it later. Here's God. His name is Deus, because of course. And we have other players here, so like let's find one. One of them is like a literal terrorist. Another one is a cop. Yeah, here you can see some of the other ones. And if you win, you get to become God. The whole point of this is that God is dying and he needs a successor. It's really interesting. The twists that come here are so cool. And the thing I love about Future Diary more than anything else is I don't think I've ever seen an anime hate its protagonist more than Future Diary. Yuki is garbage. Yuki stands for nothing. The plot happens at him. He doesn't care about himself. He doesn't care about anyone. Later on in the story, I'm going to do a bit of a spoiler here. Later on, they decide to team up. He ends up embracing the yandere, and she tells him, let's just kill everyone who opposes us. Don't worry, when we're God, we can bring them back. So he has a hit list where he kills people and then writes their names on after, promising to bring them back. He is terrible. I'm sorry to even spoil this, but like it's one of the things I love about the show so much. The ending was a little flimsy, but the fact, like, this isn't just like your standard like wish fulfillment protagonist. The fact that he is hollow, the fact that he doesn't have personality is a character flaw, and the show calls him out on that. He does a mass shooting eventually. Trista says, I try to watch the opening and closing at least once, just in case. And also, it paid off in Madoka Magica and BoJack Horseman. Can't think of any other examples. And Nathan says, unlikable protagonists can be very good. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And, he does, he's not completely unsalvageable, but at the end of the day, he makes the wrong choices. Krista says, well, in cases where it never really pays off, and Krista says, okay, maybe unlikable was a bit tame. True. Now, one thing I really don't like about this anime is it deals with sex and sexuality extremely poorly. Yuki and Yuno, they get up to things, like literally later on in the show, they even literally have sex. However, you find out as well that these are children. But because it's drawn in the anime style, you wouldn't really know. Like, yeah, they're in school, at least for like the first episode or so. But you could be like, okay, maybe they're 18. Maybe they're in their last year of school or whatever. Maybe it's a college show, whatever. Not ideal, but like you can make that work. But then eventually a parent shows up and they're like twice as tall as these kids. And that just really irks me. I really hate the kind of tepid pedo stuff that's just so normalized in anime. I should say casual pedo stuff. But yeah, it's really frustrating. And there's even a scene where one of the other diary holders has a traumatic backstory where she was raped by a religious cult. And like they kind of show it. Uh there are some scenes I would just straight up recommend skipping in this anime. And it's so unfortunate because so much of it is so good. And so I felt like I had to still list it on my favorites list because it has so much of good things to say about Yuki and Yuno here. But because the show just seemed to want to be about adults but wasn't willing to make it about adults, I had to put it down at number 9. So that's where I'm at. All right, moving up. Number 8. Steins Gate. So Steins Gate is another great anime. But the thing Steins Gate gets that automatically makes it better than Future Diary is that these characters are in college. I could honestly count the number of college characters or college anime on like one hand. It is just not common. Oh, no, stop. So, Steins Gate is an anime where the main character is a mad college scientist, college student scientist. And he has these friends he meets. It's based on a visual novel of the same name, but the anime is amazing. If you want the extended story, you can play the visual novel, but if you want to see some artistry, I would really recommend looking at this. I mean, experience both if you can. There's also a sequel prequel called Steins Gate Zero. It's a bit weird chronologically, so I don't like it as much as the original. The original was kind of already a self-contained story. Basically, he finds out by hooking up an IBM computer, hacking into like CERN's computer mainframe, and using like a CRT and headphones, basically finds a way to send text messages into the past. You can tell I like time travel, okay? But this is a very limited version of it. I really like how strict they stick to the limits. At one point, they even hook up a microwave to try to send like things back in time with the microwave, and it doesn't quite work in a very insidious manner. But as the show develops, every time he sends a text message back in time to try to improve things, it technically makes it a separate timeline. And it starts doing a butterfly effect thing, where things start changing that he never suspected. There is a scene in the anime where at one point a character shows up wearing a completely different outfit. It turns out they lied about everything they said they were, and they pull a pistol. And it is some of the most hardcore stuff. Okabe here, the scientist guy, he ends up starting to relive, and it's interesting. He does a sort of time loop thing, but it's not like he's stuck in a time loop. He is consenting. It is a willful time loop. He will do it over and over again until he gets it right. And there's also a trans character named Luca or Ruka, depending on the translation. And they don't handle it super well, but it's interesting. They kind of do the whole like Vivian Paper Mario, like antiquated transphobia from Japanese conservatism thing, where Okabe will be like, Luca is a boy. But it's kind of implied that he would want to date them and would. Like he's clearly still into Luca. It's just, oh no, boy. So it's not great representation, to be honest. I think it's really flawed. But I still think flawed representation is better than nothing. It's not hateful. Luca has a whole arc. Luca literally even asks Okabe to send a text message back in time to try to change her gender so that she can be a woman. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting, problematic, but I really like it. And the story makes you cry. All right. Whew, I've been going on a while. Number 7. Kaiji Ultimate Survivor. I only found out about this one recently, but it's so good. It's an anime, but the way it's animated is very like westernized, kind of like a Western style. Oh, Super Eye Patch Wolf has a video about it. I honestly didn't know that. 7 years old. Oh. All right, come on. Come on. There we go. All right. So, if you've ever wanted to see an anime that was about gambling, this is that. The main character starts off in immense debt, so immense that he'll never be under it. He will basically be a slave for the rest of his life. So, someone approaches him and goes, "Hey, there's going to be a boat. There's going to be games. Get on it." Can we find a bit? Yeah. They play a game called Extended Rock, Paper, Scissors. Okay, okay, let's find a trailer. Okay. Come on. Nope, don't play that. So, nope, just give me the rock, paper, scissors. Okay. So the idea is you can play rock, paper, scissors, but you have cards instead of using your hands, but you have a limited number, resource-based card, paper, scissors, and you play the game. And it's simple. If you win the game, the deck gets wiped away. But if you lose, you become an actual slave. An actual slave. And so this is a story about a guy who plays busted games, busted casino things that are rigged, where the gamblers aren't meant to win, and he outsmarts them and manages to overcome and win anyway. He's like gambling is in his blood. And you might think like, well, doesn't this mean the show is very pro gambling? But no, because it gets him into a trouble just as often as it works, because it's a rigged game. You shouldn't play rigged games. I really recommend watching this show. This show will make you question the fundamental nature of humanity, and then remind you anyway why it's worth having despite everything. It also really has a lot to say about debt, the debt economy, and is basically anti-capitalist for doing so. Krista says this is on my watch list along with everything else I mentioned, I'm sure. Anyway, highly recommend you to watch this. It's also just really good at the drama. There's a narrator. The best character is honestly the narrator. The narrator sounds like he's narrating a sumo match. He is so into it. It's like Death Note in that it makes even like the most tedious mind games seem to be the most compelling thing in the universe. Number 6, The Legend of Vox Machina. So this might be a bit of a basic opinion because everyone kind of loves this. In my opinion, I really like Crit Role, the D&D actor show on YouTube and Twitch. But The Legend of Vox Machina is basically just an animated version of it. It is unfortunately on Amazon, but it's a really good animated show. Obviously, I have a predilection towards animated things. The characters are really funny. They have some interesting backstory. It's just a really fun time. It's beautiful to watch. It gets serious, but I wouldn't say that it's the best story in the universe. But they commit to it, and even Scanlan, who's meant to be a stereotype of a promiscuous bard character and is overtly sexual, it turns out that is just a way to cover for the fact that he's a deadbeat father. Nathan says, would you recommend watching this if you know zero about Crit Role? Yes, you don't need to know anything about it. Crit Role has 3 campaigns. They're actually currently working on their 4th one. And they take place in the same world, but they are different stories. They recently finished that 3rd story. You can also find the 2nd story. The first one, however, was kind of spotty because of how old it was. That's why they decided to remake that first story into its own show. You don't need to have any familiarity with it. You can just start here. Because of that, this is really my familiarity with The Legend of Vox Machina. That's the name of the group, by the way. So yeah, recommend it. One criticism I have for the show, though, is because it's on Amazon, Amazon has this like gross out quota for shock value. They do it with The Boys. They do it with every show they have, that because Amazon's uncensored, make sure you put something in your show that's raunchy. And so they'll throw in like, the occasional genital or ridiculous gore or vomiting, stuff like that. And it just feels tacked on to me. Krista says, I appreciate sincerity in story. Yeah. Um, Also, I really like this main character, Percy, here, who he has this whole thing where he's like an outcasted noble because his entire family was butchered. But he has this revenge quest, and a revenge quest has been done before, but they do it so well here. He actually kind of loses himself to his bloodlust, and they have a fantasy explanation for this. He has a gun because he invented the first gun in this fantasy world. Can I find a clip of it? I don't know. But yeah, he has a gun. Oh, here it is. And the gun kind of has a mind of its own. He's like literally driven by revenge. And it takes the character to some interesting places, I'll say. Um, all right. Moving up. Number 5. Full Metal Alchemist. This one, again, kind of obvious. It's like literally considered the best anime of all time by a lot of people. In fact, actually, you know what? I'm kind of curious. Okay, hold on. Google. What is the best anime of all time? Okay, I'm not getting the AI response. I do not care about the AI response. Let's do IMDb. What is IMDb? Attack on Titan? Really? Come on, Demon Slayer? Oh, Demon Slayer is not good. Demon Slayer is literally just trash shonen, but it's animated with modern tech. That's all it is. Okay, Dandadan is really good animated, but I do feel like ending season 1 on sexual assault was a choice. More trash shonen. Okay, Fullmetal Alchemist is number 8 here. I've seen it at number 1 on lists, okay? Whatever. Fine, Google. Be like that. Nathan says Brotherhood or OG is the real question. Krista says Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood was number 1 on my anime list for a long time. Thank you, Krista. So, yeah, okay. Let me go here. Full Metal Alchemist versus, or sorry, no, 2003 versus Brotherhood. There are actually 2 different Full Metal Alchemist anime. You can kind of see the art style differences here. I don't know if that's super representative, though. It's fine. Anyway, there was one originally made in 2003 for a 4:3 format, and another one made more recently for a 16:9. And the original one, because of the way it was being produced, it actually outpaced the manga. The reason there's a lot of filler in anime is because the manga will still be ongoing. Some manga are super duper long. One Piece is going on for like 10 years now. And the anime caught up because for some reason manga production takes longer. It's probably just because you're making the story, whereas anime is adapting a pre-existing story, right? So what happened with that was they had to start making filler. And here's the thing, here's a controversial opinion. I don't actually think filler is bad. a lot of people act like filler is the worst thing, but honestly, there can be good filler. Fairy Tail, I honestly thought had really good filler. It would never end up affecting the main story, but even the regular stories never affected the main story, so there's no loss. But yeah, I think some filler can be good. I think part of the reason people hate filler is just because Dragon Ball's filler was so crap. Naruto as well. But Nathan says Kyle in all caps, and Krista says you better not have called Vinland Saga trash shonen. Not that one. No, I was talking about a different one. Nathan says, stop rage baiting. I'm not. Filler can be good. Like in Fairy Tail, Lucy's power was she summons celestial spirits. So they have one filler arc where the celestial spirits rebel and go rogue. It was a cool arc. I liked it. Okay. Even Dragon Ball. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me think. Was there good filler? Come on, surely there's some good filler in Dragon Ball. The movies? Do the movies count as filler? I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway, let's not use Dragon Ball as the example, okay? Even nowadays, when people ask which version of Full Metal Alchemist should you watch, a lot of people... By the way, I just realized you can't see some of the screen. A lot of people... Worley Kiwi says, Jujutsu Kaisen Attack on Titan hate. Am I in heaven? Um, Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan is a story about fascism written by someone who doesn't understand fascism. It's a conservative. Like the guy was literally conservative writing about fascism. So no wonder it's very confused. I stopped watching Attack on Titan 4 episodes in when the main protagonist was eaten and killed and then miraculously came back. I was excited when he was killed. I'm like, finally, the show's getting somewhere. And then he comes back and I just turned it off. As for Jujutsu Kaisen, I'm just like, I have a life. Sorry. Anyway, back to my life. Full Metal Alchemist. There's a reason a lot of people will say which of these you should watch. They'll say, okay, for the first 20 episodes or so, start off with the 2003 version and then switch over to Brotherhood. And that's because they're acknowledging that the pacing is a lot slower and methodical in the beginning of Fullmetal Alchemist 2003 that lets you get to learn who the characters are in the story. And people actually really like it. They knew they had time, and so they took it. But they say to jump off after that point because it veers off from the manga. When the anime caught up to the manga, they just decided to go in their own direction. Basically, the 2003 version has an alternate ending fan fiction story. And I'm going to be honest, I still think it's good. I think the original 2003 is underrated. The stuff they do with the homunculi, the stuff they do with the mom, the other characters, the stuff they do where Elric, the Elric brothers go to an alternate universe just to find the alternate universe as ours, and his alternate self is a Nazi, literally in the SS, or at least like a supporter of them. You know, blonde hair, they fit the Aryan stereotype. The Ishval people, like there's a whole like racial story going on. They turn out to be an allegory for Romani, and they just make it overt. That's really cool. But a lot of people also like Brotherhood because Brotherhood sticks to the original story and talks a lot more about like sin and godhood and what it means to do equivalent exchange with alchemy. I should have mentioned, by the way, the main premise of Full Metal Alchemist, whichever version you're watching, is that Full Metal Alchemist is a story about what if instead of science, alchemy was real. And so that's what you have. Here's a trailer for the original Full Metal Alchemist. Like, look, here's a video called The Meaning of Truth in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on here. So I would recommend watching both versions. Oh, one criticism? Yeah, this character's lust. She's literally the embodiment of lust, and at no point does she ever, like, do anything sexy. Kind of a waste of a character, in my opinion. The other homunculi got a lot better treatment. I think they were just afraid to be sexual, honestly. Also, the anime's kind of feminist, regardless of which version. Like, it's literally written by a woman, even. Again, I don't think having lust cover up is feminist. I don't think these things are mutually exclusive, but you're not going to find pedo stuff. You're not going to find a bunch of sexism. I highly recommend Full Metal Alchemist, and if you're like, which one do you think is better? I'm sorry, I'm going to have to give you the hot take. I just listed Full Metal Alchemist because I think you should watch both of them. I think the best watch for Full Metal Alchemist is to watch 2003 and then to restart and watch Brotherhood. They start in the same place, but they're basically two alternate timelines. And considering 2003 has a third timeline, in my opinion, there's just 3 Full Metal Alchemist timelines. If you were going to make me pick which one was better, I think I'd have to pick Brotherhood. Are you happy, vultures? Are you happy? Are you happy? Moving on. Number 4, Kill la Kill. So this is going to be a bit of a risky one for me to talk about, to be honest. So, in my opinion, Kill la Kill is the 4th best TV show ever. Let's find a trailer. Kill la Kill is a anime that does sexy in an interesting way. It is not flawless. There are problems with it, but it actually has sexuality and is kind of about the concept of nudity as an allegory for fascism. It's about fashion as fascism. Krista says, "Are the vultures happy?" Yes, actually. Wow, okay. This is by Studio Trigger, one of the most famous animation studios out there. So Here you can see the fascism. You can see the rising sun imagery of Emperor Hirohito. Literally, contradiction is truth, fear is freedom. Like, yeah, just Orwellian nonsense. This is a world where there's magic clothing that gives you like shonen powers, but it's so powerful that wearing it can kill you. So you have to wear it skimpily. Haha, see? Haha, you see how that works? That might sound like a weird justification just to justify nudity, but they go all into it. This trailer is kind of afraid to even show any of it, honestly. I guess I'll show it. Come on, let's find at least a bit so I can make the point. There we go. Nope. Whatever, you get the point. The real downsides of Kill la Kill is that, one, technically the protagonist is 17 when you start, and you wouldn't know this. You wouldn't know it until the end when they go into backstory stuff, and you have to do some anime age math and be like, "Oh, really? Really?" So this makes it not free of that pedo taint I referred to earlier, which is really bad because the show's genuinely good, and they all look like adults. You wouldn't know that. I mean, there is one character that's a bit short, but still, they look like adults. Also, the main characters are lesbians, which is pretty cool. Oh, here they are. Let's look at a fight scene where you can see like sexy anime fight. The animation is genuinely really good quality as well. I really like how this character Satsuki here is meant to be a representative, like an allegory for the Emperor of Japan during World War II. But her mother shows up at one point, and her mother speaks German, because of course she does. Her mother is Sexy Hitler. This show is really good. Trying to think of... It just has a really good understanding of fascism. The school is like an academy, so it's unclear whether it's supposed to be high school or college. Actually, I think it has to be college given the age ranges we're talking about here. But if you want to see an anime that's like a takedown of fascism or authoritarianism that actually talks about how like nudity is liberatory and how clothing is a form of the patriarchy. I mean, literally, there is one point here where the main character Ryuko gets married off to a sentient piece of clothing. And considering that she's like a lesbian or at least bi, actually I don't think she ever shows interest in men, so lesbian, I guess. The fact that she was being married off to a cardboard cutout of a man that was covered in sentient clothing, I think really shows you where they were going with this anime. So yeah, if you like sexy anime but feel like the story was never captivating enough for you, watch Kill la Kill. It is the best thing Studio Trigger has made, with one exception. All right, moving on to number 3, Hazbin Hotel. I've talked about Hazbin Hotel in a previous stream. This might seem like an obvious pick for me. It might seem like a very Tumblr pick, and I am not ashamed of that. I am Tumblr at heart. Is there a trailer I can watch? I think the art style is actually really interesting. I think it really fits the setting of being literally in Hades. And people talk about them cursing. Honestly, you guys are all potty mouths. Don't talk to me about cursing when I hear you guys say the things you do all the time. Yeah. Also, I really like the artistic depiction of how every character wears their personalities on their sleeves, and I really like that. The way they chose to depict angels is genuinely interesting. It does get a little performatively edgy, but it always has something to say about it. In that way, I think it's far superior to its counterpart show, Heck of a Boss. Number 2, Puella Magi Madoka Magica, the second best anime, the second best TV show of all time. Madoka Magica, okay, I should say, if you're wondering, Kyle, why do you like so many anti-capitalist anime? Why do you like so many woke anime? Are you just letting your politics decide your opinions for you? And the answer is no, okay? The political framework, the meaning and messages of a TV show, of a piece of media, that is only one thing I consider. Obviously, you can see I consider animation quality. but it is still a thing to consider. It is part of the consideration. So of course my favorite anime, my favorite shows, were probably going to be the most based ones. That's just how that's going to work. Krista says YouTube media analysis is mostly just bandwagoning these days. Maybe. This one is actually anti-capitalist, though. I'm going to kind of spoil something, but Madoka Magica it looks like a magical girl anime, but it is not. It is a fake out. I mean, it kind of is, I guess, but it is still a fake out. Madoka Magica is an anime about what if magical girls were just child exploitation? What if they were just slaves under a capitalist system where the cute animal thing is actually their employer? That is what this anime is about. There is a time loop in it, of course, but it's really good. Even this trailer is not really selling it because they don't want to give away the twist. The twist comes 3 episodes in. I'm going to pull it up. It is a twist. I'm going to kind of ruin it, but trust me, this is one of those situations where you need to see a twist to know how good something is, so you can keep watching it. So the anime, these two girls, they meet this previously existing. Nathan says the cat is so cute. I'll buy a plushie. Do not buy that thing, that monster. But no. They meet this other magical girl who seems so cool, and she's kind of like the hard worker who just works for her income. She does this for the game of it. She likes doing this, and she's showing them how awesome it is. Look, she just dispatched an evil monster, an evil witch. She just killed them. The art style for the witches is horrifying, by the way. And then out of nowhere, that's some dark crap, okay? Honestly. And like, if you're gonna watch it, I would really recommend you watch the original anime, the original 12 episodes or however many it was. They released 2 movies that just redid the anime. They bunched it and re-released it as 2 movies. You can skip those, or you can watch them for an abbreviated version. And then there's a 3rd movie called Rebellion. Rebellion is really good. What? No. Crap. I pressed the button. Wrong. Rebellion gun scene. Can we find it? Okay. Homura versus Mommy. Okay. So every girl, when they become a magical girl, they're granted a wish. Like, this is your payment for your labor. You get a wish, and in exchange, you devote yourself to fighting witches for the rest of eternity. Don't worry where the witches come from. That's not important. This is your job now. You're saving people. And depending on what wish you make is what powers you get. Mommy wished for survival, so she has guns. Like magic, like flintlock things. Another girl wishes to heal someone, so she gets healing powers. Homura wished to go back in time, so she has time powers. So here's a fight between the 2 of them that happens in the movie, because the movie picks up where the anime left off. And I can't show you most of this, but basically the gist is Homura keeps pausing time and unpausing it. And since her powers are just time powers, in order to hurt people, she just picks up actual guns. She steals them from the Yakuza. And so there's a scene where Mommy beats her, because Mommy's just more... oh, wait, hold on. Mommy's about to beat her, and Homura is just like, I won't lose. There's no point. This anime is not for kids. It has children characters. It is the best anime with children characters. There are a few scenes and some stylized moments that are a little sus, like in the anime opening, but in the actual show, it's really never sus. These children are children that are just forced to do child labor. And it goes to some really dark places. There's also a really wholesome relationship between this character, Homura, and the main character, Madoka, lesbian girls, children. Some people say children can't do that stuff, and like, come on. My parents were bringing me to Hooters as a literal child. You don't actually believe that. Just say you hate gay people, okay? No, like, romance is not the same thing as sexuality. But part of the reason Homer is in this situation in this scene is because she thinks she won't be able to see Madoka again. It's a really dark show, but it is really good, and it genuinely has a lot of things to say about child exploitation and even like religion and what it means to love. There is a side story and a bunch of spin off material that came out called Magia Record and some other stuff. They're not good. I would not recommend them. My partner Kira and I did a podcast episode going over the various media in Madoka Magica. There is a magical girl Stalin at one point, which is kind of interesting, but they don't really go anywhere with it. All right. Now, the last one. The number one show in all of history, of all of humanity, in all of anime, of all of TV shows, all of live action, the best one. Pluto. Yeah, I bet a lot of you haven't even heard of it, honestly. I bet a lot of you don't even know what this is. But it is the best show ever made. Pluto is a remake of Astro Boy. Now, if you don't know, let me go find something. Astro Boy is a really old Japanese property. This is Astro Boy, really old. They have like comics and manga and stuff, old animations. There was even a film based on it, which honestly, it's good. You know, it's pretty good. I liked it. But the anime, the recent Netflix adaptation, they don't even care about Astro Boy. The main character is a side character from the series. All right. This is a world where robots and androids exist. There's different levels of advancement, different techniques, but they have since won rights. They had a civil rights movement to get robot rights. The main character is a man named Gazite, and he works for Interpol. He is the only android detective, and he's considered to be the best at what he does. However, he is haunted by having to fight in Iraq. Oh, wait, sorry, no, Persia, sorry. But they it's a very clear analog to the Iraq War, where like the civil rights movement happened around the same time that a lot of robots were being forced to fight on behalf of the US military. And yeah, this is Adam. He's he's a deadly war machine, but he was lucky because he's like the newest model. He never had to actually fight, so he's not wrecked by that same tragedy. The way I describe Pluto is it is an anime that will make you cry more than you ever thought an anime could make you cry. Until the next episode, when you'll cry more. The premise of the show is that someone out there is going around assassinating every robot that fought in the war. And so there's this thing where a lot of the robots think they do actually deserve to die for the horrible things they were forced to do. But they were forced. I'm going to spoil something, okay? Just so you know, like, if you're worried about this being a show for kids, like, I don't care about Astro Boy. I don't care about this kid. Who is he? I don't care about some robot boy. Adam? He dies halfway through the series. It's a spoiler, but I just want you to know that, because this isn't about him. This is about Gazite. Him. And it's actually kind of interesting. You might be like, well, yeah, he's a cop. Isn't this basically a cop show? Like, okay, well, first of all, I do feel like detectives are a bit different than just like a beat cop, you know? But he's specifically a member of the underclass. Robots have rights officially, but, you know, second-class citizen type of stuff. So he's always a mark apart from the other ones. Also, he never really wanted to be a cop. He was forced to work in the army, and then after the war ended was transitioned to be a detective just because he's really good at solving crimes. They go a lot into Asimov's laws of robotics. Oh, the murder robot. What was the murder robot's name? Yes, Brow 1589, the only robot with blood on its hands. The wars were fought with robots, kind of like drone warfare, robots killing robots, but robots aren't supposed to be able to kill humans, right? And this is the only one that ever did. And he has to tell him, "How did you do it?" Or he has to ask him, "How did you do it?" It's such a good anime. Please watch it. Please, people, watch this anime. It's so good. I really love how they bring up Isaac Asimov's three laws of robotics and then they just break it down. Clearly, the laws didn't apply here, and the question is why? Why didn't they apply here? And here's the thing: they don't want Gazite to figure it out. If Gazite figures out how this robot was able to murder, then that could lead to the revocation of all robot rights, because the robot conventions, the Geneva Conventions, basically, they say robots have equal rights, but also robots aren't allowed to murder people. So if you find out that robots have a way around that programming, then it would also shred away their rights. And so there's this huge political conflict and turmoil. And okay, I'm just going to keep ranting about it if I keep talking. Please watch it. It is the best show of all time. The best shows nominations were Continuum, Doctor Who, Fairy Tail, My Name is Earl, Orphan Black, ReZero. And then from number 10 to number 1, the best shows of all time: Edge of Sleep, Future Diary, Steins Gate, Kaiji Ultimate Survivor, The Legend of Vox Machina, Full Metal Alchemist, Kill la Kill, Hazbin Hotel, Puella Magi Madoka Magica, and Pluto. Thank you all for watching my top 10 lists. Were you correct? Did you get your answers correct? Are you going to do some homework to make sure your answers can be correct in the future? That is for you to figure out. For me, I'm going to be taking a break now so I can play some Minecraft with my wifey. I will be back in 5 minutes. Thank you guys for hanging out so far. Hello. Let me switch over. All right. Hello. We're going to be playing some Minecraft now. Let's turn off the Homestuck music. I also got to get my partner in here. So one moment.
Hi.
Hey, sweetie. Make sure your mic's good.
Yep, can you hear me okay?
Seems pretty good.
All right.
All right. Are you ready to play?
Yes. I already had the game loaded.
All right. I'm pulling it up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're in. Bit of a delay.
You gotta let me in.
Well, I'm still loading the game.
Oh, okay.
I was just waiting for it to come up on stream.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was a very emotional rant I had.
Oh my god, Pluto.
Remember the robot kid?
Shut up. Shut up. Everyone already knows I'm a crybaby. There's literal audio recording of me sobbing over a child in New Vegas.
Which kid was that?
Um, Pretty sure it was Heather.
Oh, her, right. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I am in the game. I'm gonna open LAN. All right, you should be able to get in now.
Okay. Now, do you remember the portal for this one?
Oh, I should have brought it up before I started playing. Let me pull it up. There's a risk of a connection issue when I do this, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have an image. We need 1 bed, 2 iron blocks, and 6 mob heads.
Yep. I think we have enough iron.
Yeah, we switched it to iron. The original mod does like diamond or something. Nathan says,
I think
excited to
it's
see y'all's
emerald.
world after so long. Okay, you haven't seen it in a while?
Mm-hmm.
Are you still joining, Kira? Where are you at?
Yeah, I'm joining. It was Harriet. It was
Harriet, right,
Harriet.
right, sorry.
But it was called Harriet's house, and the description is just sobbing.
Yeah. Krista says, I'm glad the world is back. Yeah, Kira managed to fix it last time. It was a really dumb DPI scaling issue that Windows 11 does.
Yep.
Last thing I saw, you were building an elevator. Yeah, sure, I'll show off the house again. Although, let's sleep so it's daytime.
Sure. As soon as I load in.
Oh, I saw you, so I thought you were loaded.
There.
Just sleeping in the rain.
There's so many mods.
Okay, actually, you know what? Hold on. I have a bunch of gear now. Cool armor Kira made for me, and a jetpack.
I need to refill my hydrogen.
Okay, so this is our home. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me take off a bit faster. There we go. Okay, so this is our home. Oh, Kira, we never augmented our house with some of the things we got from the dimensions. We should probably do that.
Oh yeah.
We added some Sinisystite stuff that we got from the Nether. But this is our main home. Here's our lava trap, which keeps the frog girls out that they keep wanting to ribbit on my thing, you know? I thought that was funny. Whatever. Sometimes you make jokes for just you. Anyway, here's all of our machines. Kira seems to be filling up her jetpack. Yep.
Yes.
Oh, I should do that
I need to
too.
repair my armor too.
Oh yeah.
Because that was
I gotta do that too.
that was a really bad boss battle.
Yeah, here's our glass elevator. So let's go down. Here's our underwater coop, where we keep all of our critters. So here's a log chicken. There's a flying cow. There's a rhino. There's an owl. Elevator looks so sick. Thank you. Here's a wolf. We got more other types of chickens. We have a bee girl. We have a hog. Wait, that's a monster. That's a shadow creature. You're not supposed to be here.
I hear a witch somewhere.
I guess we just need to have a torch up here or something. That'll work.
I think she's in the cave.
How did you... Oh, sweet.
What?
Remember our Hogna?
Yeah.
It died and turned into a zombie.
Oh no.
But he seems friendly, so maybe it's okay.
Okay.
That used to be our hog. What else we got?
We even put mud
Monkey.
for to play in.
Yeah, I guess he just got away from it for a while. And here we have like a little hex sprout. I didn't kill it. I killed the shadow creature, not the hog guy. I killed the shadow creature. There was a shadow thing up here.
My jetpack and everything is filled, so you can use it now.
And then here's a Moa, which we got from the ether. Krista says, can the flying cow fly? Indeed it can. You can even ride it. See? Nathan says, I'm talking about the shadow creature. Oh, that thing is hostile and would have killed everything else here. And here we have Abby. We stopped naming the animals after a while, but yeah. Alright.
I gotta find that witch. Ah, they're out here.
Alright, I gotta do some inventory management. So, first of all, we need to refill up the jetpack. And I got some junk I need to get rid of. Are you okay? What are you doing?
I'm killing some witches.
Okay. Have fun.
I'm poisoned.
Skill issue.
Shut up.
Alright. Can you take your boots off this thing if you're not using it?
I already have my boots.
Oh, that was a glitch on my part. Chris says, I love unlimited storage, no consequences. It's actually not unlimited. So we had to build a bunch of machines. So we have drives here. In fact, it's almost getting full. We have 2 different storage disks. And this is just the interface. And it goes to this energy cube, and then we have power up on the roof. Anyway, let me...
it's digital storage.
Yep. We do have a powered anvil that uses electricity to power the repairs, though, which is very, very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you so you don't have to keep getting materials. Krista says, well, skill issue then. Hate to tell you, but it's true. Okay. I do like saying skill issue. It is very fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There's the jetpack. We're going to go into a new dimension. We've been dimension hopping for a while. I'll show off the other portals we got. Just let me get ourselves ready first.
Okay.
Okay, I'll put... Wait, why I have a stick? I don't need a stick. Okay, I need food here. Yeah, I think that'll work. Put the slime boots away. Backup food. Bucket. More tools just in case. Alright. And then let's put the stuff back on. Oh, that's pants. Alright, we're getting there. We're getting there.
How do you make silicone?
What are you even making?
I'm trying to make more storage.
Actually, normally I like having the bouncy boots on instead of the iron ones. I just put those on because we had a tough fight last time. Alright, that's my ranged weapon. This is like a engraved thunder energy weapon. And then I also
Crucial.
got this lightning sword by killing Freya in the ether. Okay. All right, this is just a door to a dungeon. Let me show you guys the upstairs. Oh, also, we have like a little storage room over here. And we have a little bedroom. This is where we normally sleep when we're not on the go. Krista says, is aesthetics or stats? The great armor question. Yeah. I do think some games do armor very poorly and that they give you no reason to look cool. And so people just end up looking like dumb old idiots like this. Like, look at this. This is such a dumb look. We have waystones with all the different places we've gone to. This is another little storage room. And up here, this is our roof. So here you can see a garden that Kira's kind of left unattended. Here's a bunch of like magic stuff for sorcery Kira does. Also with this cauldron over here for potions. Up here, you see we have our power generation. We have both wind and solar, a really powerful one too. Seems like we're draining a lot of power right now, but that's fine. Over here, you can see the Eldritch Ritual Circle with the statue to Cthulhu I worship. There's the Necronomicon. We'll circle back to that later on. That's going to be some of the really hard stuff. Krista says, congratulations on stopping the health inspector, Kira. All right, now let's go to the portal hub. The Nexus is what we call it. All right, I have a cape, by the way. That's why I'm falling slowly. Whee! All right, so here is a artificial portal. This takes us to the Nexus. And here, each one is a separate world. So this is just the overworld. Takes us to the overworld, to our home over there. This is like floating in the ocean. Constructed this entirely. This is a little solar generator to power this separate artificial frame. And then we have the portal to the Nether right here. So this is the Nether. Yeah, why not? Let's just visit it. Since Kira's still getting ready anyway. Yep. So we visited the Nether before. It is a nightmare here. There are creatures that myrtleize you. And here's the base we made. Here's our pet, Festus. He's a happy creeper. These are all heat generators powering a repulsion device to prevent things from attacking us, because it's so dangerous here. Yep, I can see things walking outside there. Alright. Back to the Nether portal. Back to the Nether. Krista says, random thought, but I think it'd be interesting if a piece of media explored a gradual effect that increases the portal usage or dimensional travel. Yeah, so I'm happy to just talk about random crap. Explored a gradual effect that increases with portal usage or dimensional travel. Well, one of the things I liked about ReZero is there does seem to be some type of effect on him the more he uses his time loop powers and the more he tries to invoke it. Whenever he tries to say it, like these hands grab his heart and try to strangle him to death. And as it keeps going, it seems like the malevolent entity he gets his powers from gets closer and closer. So it feels like every death, there's still a huge cost. That's kind of what comes to my mind when you say that. That, like, you have loops, but they're not infinite. I remember there was also this one Netflix show I watched way back. I forgot what it was called, but the main character was like a Russian woman, a Russian-American with, like, curly orange hair. And she was stuck in a time loop like Groundhog Day, but sometimes people would just disappear and no one would remember who they were. So that kind of made it creepy. As for portal stuff, interestingly enough, Minecraft steals its portal thing from Warhammer. In Warhammer, there's this alternate dimension called the Warp, which turns out to be literal heck. And you can cross space-time, go vast distances by going through heck. So I think that when they made Minecraft, the guy that made it, I think he was probably inspired by that, whether he knew it or not, because he made it to where the Nether is literally smaller than the overworld. So you can traverse vast distances in the overworld by traveling relatively short distances in the Nether. Or the Kiwi says, one thing we don't talk about with teleportation is that in mass implementation of it would immediately collapse not just the car industry, but the transport industry in general. Isaac Asimov actually had a short story about that that was really cool. He represented a world where there was a bunch of buildings and everyone just used teleporters to get from place to place to place. And the story takes place with this child who's trying to go to school but is late because the teleporter broke down. So they have to send a mechanic to fix it, and she's told she has to go to school the old-fashioned way and walk there. And on the way there, she discovers nature for the first time, having to traverse nature to get to the other building. And she loves it so much that she never goes back to the teleporter. I thought it was kind of interesting. I do think it's also important to note, though, that the car industry has a stranglehold on America and many other countries as well. Like, we could invent teleportation, and unless it was owned and operated by, like, Ford or something, then they would make it illegal. Krista says, I knew that Minecraft was just a 40k ripoff. Did you want something, sweetie?
We can go if you want.
Hold on, I was still showing things off. This is our portal to the ether. I really like how we make each portal look representative of where it came from. Uh-oh. There we go. There's a bit of lag. Alright. Here's the ether, a bunch of floating islands in heaven. And our ether outpost.
That's where the flying cow came from.
Yes. And here's our ether outpost in a dungeon we took from Freya. Nathan says, the game Soma has a very interesting take on teleportation. Alright. How about you tell someone something about it? Krista says, I was thinking walking short distances to get to places is healthy. It maps a local environment, makes a place and culture feel lived in. Yeah, trust me, if you see an apartment complex that has no trees or nature at all, run. Run really far. Nathan says it tackles the debate of whether you teleport. The teleported you is really you. Yeah, that's an age-old question. I think Star Trek even handled that one. That's kind of interesting. I really like the concept of using quantum teleportation, using quantum entanglement. I think the show Fireflying was the only one I ever saw that engaged in that. The idea is that a teleporter has just like a vat of lard, and it flips the atomic molecules within the lard to turn into you by switching the data around. So you turn the lard, and the lard turns into you. That was a proposed way to kind of keep the stream of consciousness flowing. You still have a sort of philosophical question, but it's a bit more interesting than just the deconstruction, reconstruction thing. All right, and then last stream, we went here to Ratlantis. This is the ancient ruins of the powerful civilization of rats that once ruled us all. It is extremely deadly here. So much so that the home we made, I ended up building it in a hole in the ocean to get away from the evil sprites, the rat spirits that tried to murder us so much. Krista says, does here live the rat that makes all the rules? Well, at least they're descendants. Alright, so now we are going to do the city world. Sweetie, did you get the materials to make that, or do I need to do that?
Oh, I didn't get it, so...
Oh, okay, I'll get it. We need a bed. We have an extra bed. That's good.
Do we have enough iron?
Let's see. What happened to all our iron?
Oh, no.
Okay, I'll melt down some iron.
Do we have some more?
Yeah, I'm crushing it or pulverizing it.
Okay, good.
How do I melt down? How do I melt down iron bars?
What do you mean? Why would you need to melt down bars?
Because we have a whole bunch. If I melt them down, that's more iron.
What
Induction
what do you
smelter.
what do you mean? They're iron. Oh, you mean oh.
Okay, we don't
Yeah.
have a smelter. Do we have an induction smelter? I don't know if we do.
I think we do
Oh,
because
we
I
do.
use it. Yeah.
Okay, but it says you need something else to do it.
What do you need?
Sand. You need sand.
Okay, just grab some sand.
I turned most of our sand into glass, but we'll make do with what we can.
We got sand chickens. Here, I'll just put one in.
Alright. Don't worry, we're gonna get our iron. In fact, we probably have more than enough here, actually. Yeah, we'll have enough momentarily.
There.
Now we just...
Look,
What?
we have a sand chicken.
You should put that in the coop. Why is that up here? Put him with his friends.
Because we need the sand. Also, his friends are breeding, so.
So, don't judge people if they want to have sex with their friends. Maybe they're just hungry and want some eggs. Okay, head. Oh no. We don't have any normal heads. Have we not gotten any this entire time? Oh wait, skulls. We have skeleton skulls. We're good.
Yeah, though I remember grabbing those because I knew we would need them for this.
Alright, iron nuggets. More pulverized iron. Oh, okay. And then...
There's some sand. The chicken has laid some sand.
Okay, well, just put it in storage, I guess. Alright, let me make a cube. 2 of them. There we go. And we have the heads. How many do I need? I forgot. Let me check the
I think you
guide.
need 6.
6 mob heads. Yes, 1 on every side. Got it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put the rest away. And I think that's everything.
I have silicone going. I have a silicone chicken going up on the roof so that later when we get back or whatever, it will be good enough that we can have some silicone to make more storage.
I forgot. Hey, what's the concrete called that we're using over here? Light gray concrete. Okay, are we out? Do we have any?
I don't know if we have any.
Light. Oh, there it is. Okay. I might just need a couple of these.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get to work and let's build the new portal.
All
oh,
right.
I didn't need them actually. I'll get some right here. Okay, let's tear this down. This is just a framework until we could build a real one.
I'll be right there.
Okay. So this portal is going to be a bed. Alright, let me get the pieces that fell. Alright, and I gotta put the iron down. So iron. There, blocks of iron. And... oh, crap, I needed to get dirt. Can you get 2 pieces of dirt and fill them in, sweetie?
Sure. Just give me a sec.
Thank you. And then the bed. Oh, what's that? Shadow. Oh, that's the mountain. Interesting. Krista says, what shader are you using? We are using Oceano 2.0. The shader that you use, and this is Minecraft version 1.12.2, so you have to pick your shader accordingly. Oceano 2.0 is the best one here. Oceano is also just genuinely amazing in general. 3.0 does not work in this version, so we had to use the older version of Oceano.
Yeah,
But it's amazing because it doesn't go for ultra realism. Instead, it gives like a stylized look. Like, look at that water. It's so blue. It's so specular. It's wonderful. It's amazing. We did have to tweak around with the settings because default out of the box, it makes everything really green here. It still is kind of green underwater, but I'll just say it's algae.
Yeah.
Kira spent a lot of time setting this up.
Yeah, and we decided to go with Minecraft version 1.12.2 because it's the only version that has
All these
the
worlds.
Abyssal Craft.
Oh, that
the
too.
Abyssal Craft
Yes,
mod.
yes, yes.
Which is the one Kyle wanted more than anything. because it's the Eldritch mod.
Yes, and Oceano is one of the few mods that makes everything look good underwater and through glass. That's why I make a lot of glass structures. I love glass.
Mhm.
All right, let's put some heads here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that should work. Ah, I got stuck. Okay, this should be the City World portal. You mean to see if it works?
Yep.
Oh, Krista says 1.13 took a good while to come out, and it changed the modding API, so a lot of stuff just never got ported. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Hmm.
But at least Minecraft lets you play the older versions. A lot of games don't even let you do that. Similar
Yep.
thing happened with 1.16.5. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's try this. Oh, okay, it worked, but we glitched out. I glitched out and loaded at the top of the world.
Hmm.
Why don't you just go ahead and try coming in here, sweetie?
Okay.
Um,
Oh God.
Also, how are we going to get back? We didn't bring a second amount of things.
Oh no.
That's really really dumb of us.
Oh no.
Okay,
How did we get stuck in bedrock?
that's fine. We can fix it. We can fix it, but we have to also have a way out. So I'm going to just fix this real quick. It's modding. These things happen.
Yeah.
All right. Bed. Get a red bed. Iron. Okay, we'll get uh where's the iron? Block of iron. And then skulls. We'll get 6 skulls. False. Okay, turn that off. And then I'll turn creative mode so I can just punch through a block. Okay. I'm going to make it daytime as well. There we go. Oh, there's more than one. Hold on. There we go. We should be good now to proceed.
Okay.
Let's make a little hole. Okay, I'm going to hit you now. Okay. Let's make a hole around here. This is going to be our spawn in point. We're just going to say we spawned in near bedrock at the top.
Okay.
Get up here. Get over here. What are you doing?
Okay.
What are you doing, sweetie? You're just like standing in my way. I told you what we're doing.
All right. So, we picked the underground city world.
Yes, because there's a bunch of different modes for it, and quite frankly, I just wanted like Eternal City that went on forever and ever, and this was kind of the best option for that. Krista says, not only did the streamer not put your favorite show in her top 10, but she's also an open cheater. Yeah, sorry, Kira. I'm sorry this is how you had to find out. It wasn't just the chickens in the coop breeding.
Hmm.
Wait, that makes it sound like I was doing it with the chickens. No, it'd be with the bee girl at least, okay?
Hmm.
All right. All right. And we're gonna set up a home here. Actually, hold on, 2 more holes. So this is gonna be how we get out, okay?
Okay. Did you get the iron?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Just putting it down. Oh, that's not right. Okay, and then the skulls. Okay, this should hopefully take us back. It does! Over here
Okay.
for some reason, but yeah!
All right.
Oh, but it still takes us right up here for some... Ah, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try to fake it.
Okay.
Oh crap, I need one more. And that works. There we go. All right, now let's just fill this out a bit more. Sorry, I put a little bit more work here into doing this teleportation. It just didn't work out right away. Didn't do that in the tests, but oh well.
This is a weird world, so. Oh, I don't have any torches.
Do you need some of mine?
Yes.
Forgot to bring some.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Thank you. So where are we going?
We're probably gonna have to make like a staircase down.
Yeah, okay.
Let's do it. No. Okay, fine. I guess we'll do
What?
it there.
Where?
No, it's
Where
fine.
do you want to do
It's
it
fine.
then?
We'll do it to the side. I wanted to do it in front of the bed.
Oh, okay.
We're kind of landing on this, which is a little frustrating. I didn't realize that was going to happen. Whatever. Okay, let's just go.
Okay.
Do you want the staircase to go straight? Yeah, let's just go straight. That'll be more fun.
Yeah.
If there's any other things you guys want to talk about, my media takes, my amazing, awesome media takes, or like, I don't know, science fiction, I guess, philosophical concepts about teleporting, I'm happy to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I destroyed one too many.
Looks like we're almost to an area.
I should probably put a waystone down, actually. I'll go back up once we hit something.
Okay.
When are we going to hit something already?
I hear zombie.
I
I
don't.
think we're close.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, gosh.
Ah! Die.
Whoa, this is so cool. This is so cool.
Hold on, just gotta build a way up. There we go.
This is so cool.
Right? Okay. So we're finally here at the city world. You can kind of see it in the distance. Because it's dark, it's like a city cave thing. All right.
Yeah.
Krista says, my mind originally jumped on slowly becoming an interdimensional creature. Oh, all right. There we go. How did that happen? Oh, I see. Got the count off a bit. Nope. All right, let me fix that. There we go. Okay. Krista says, mind flayers come from being a little silly with dimensional travel. I've talked about this before, but I like how mind flayers have a whole thing about, like, do they have a soul? Are they the same person? There's some cool stuff there. And unfortunately, I just don't feel like they ever really explored that enough.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go look for loot.
All right, I'm just trying to make sure the place is lit up enough. I forgot to put a waystone. Crap. There we go. It's kind of hard to fly when you both, or go up the stairs when you both have a jetpack and you have a slow fall.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Waystone will be over here. Let me just get it out. Okay. This is going to be the city portal. And let me put it on the map. city portal. And I will share it with you, sweetie. There you go.
Okay.
All right, now let's go explore the city. It doesn't really matter whether it's day or night here. Oh, I hear someone shooting. Let's go down. Ow! I hate the skeletons so much.
Ah!
What's going on, sweetie?
I'm being chased by a bunch of zombies.
This might be better if we were together.
I love the animations I did for the zombies.
You did?
Yeah, the mod I got for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you did. It was a great mod. The animation mod. I love it. Oh my goodness, stop! Is there a spawner somewhere? They just keep coming back.
Probably. There's a lot of spawners in these buildings.
Loot! I'm taking it. Alright, let's get out of here. Forget you people. I'm getting to the bottom. Wait. Where's the bottom? Oh! I guess that is a bottom. Come on. Die. There we go. It's just like a deep hole in the water. I found a swimming pool filled with spiders.
Wow.
Crap, just let me leave. Just let me leave. No.
Where are you?
I am stuck in a water hole of spiders. Alright, get me out of here. Where is the front door? There it is. I got this. I got this. It's actually so useful that everything catches on fire with this sword, because it lets me see! Just ignore the burning! Ignore the burning feeling on your feet! Okay. The world. Krista says, they're just silly little guys enjoying a good swim. And then basically says in Spider, ow ow. I really love the, like, creepy underground city feel of this. Oh! Oh, you killed an Oni girl.
Yep.
Nice. I mean, we could have been friends, but nice.
It's... they're not friendly.
Well, she doesn't have to be friendly for us to be friends, if you know what I mean.
I do not.
Excuse me, you of all people.
Oh, shut up.
Where are we going? Oh, a bridge. Oh, watch out. Nathan says, I don't know what you mean. I'm just saying a demon girl doesn't have to be friendly for you to be, you know, friendly. Krista says, we'll never know if we can make friends if we don't try. Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
This is a long bridge.
Yep.
Oh, a little nature area. Two can do that shooting game. Wait.
There's a witch up there.
Uh-oh, two of them. All right, got him. Oh, we need to harvest stuff to be able to make this, to make the part of the Nexus look like it's supposed to look. I guess we'll need to harvest some, like, slabs or concrete or something.
I think the concrete would be best.
We also need to find a home, somewhere to hole up in. Where'd you go?
Yeah. I'm at the end of the bridge.
Oh, I'm really hurt. Where's my food? I completely lost where you were.
I'm right here.
I don't see you.
I'm right next to you.
No, I just don't see you at all.
I'm right here.
Alright, I'm gonna just go.
I'm right behind you.
Oh, you're invisible. I can't see you. I actually just can't see you.
Oh no. Should I try disconnecting?
Maybe. I don't know.
I do have a potion effect that's stuck.
Maybe that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll explore a building while you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Anvil. What is this? Light gray terracotta. Terracotta would be a good thing to have.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. Oh, I gotta get rid of some of this junk I've got, though. Ow. Ow. Nathan says, thoughts on Silksong / Hollow Knight? I never really got into Hollow Knight. I didn't really see what the fuss was all about, to be honest. With Silksong having recently come out after such a long nothing of nothing, I took a look into it casually just to see what it was about. And it just looks like, to me, that it's kind of just a sillier, side-scrolling Metrovania take on Dark Souls. Like, it's just a bit more, like, artistically, like, liberated from a realistic style, but ultimately is still kind of doing the same themes.
Alright.
I
I need
mean-
to do a couple things with my wand.
I mean, like, Dark Souls is interesting. I never really cared for the gameplay, and I think maybe the same as with Hollow Knight, but I also just didn't care enough to, like, look into it. Honestly, if we were just comparing it against a single Dark Souls game, I don't think Dark Souls is that good, to be honest. What makes Dark Souls interesting to me is more the story that happens through the course of its games. Dark Souls 1 is about immortality. Dark Souls 2 is, well, what about when you when time stretches on so far forward that we don't even recognize reality. And then Dark Souls 3 goes like, okay, but what if like we went so far forward we turned to dust? So yeah, I don't know. Hollow Knight just didn't really have strong feelings on. I feel like Metroidvanias just really aren't my thing. I've liked side-scrollers before, like Mario and whatnot, but those were always just kind of fun, casual games. Like, I don't want to get into, like, difficulty game discourse, but, like, we can just admit that part of the appeal is the challenge, right? The difficulty.
Yeah.
So when the sequel came out, Silksong, I'm like, oh yeah, that's that game people joke about not coming out. Well, it's coming out now. Cool. Have fun, guys.
Yep.
I did think it was a little wholesome how everyone on the internet seemed to be so excited for something to come out. And it's like, oh, okay, something good's happening for once.
Mm-hmm.
All right, throwing out crap I don't need. Inventory upgrade. I'll take that. How do I get extra inventory? It says I unlocked it, but I don't see it.
Do you see an I button when you open your inventory?
Nope. Oh, wait. You're right. I was looking for an eyeball, not the letter. Krista says you have a
There we
charged
go.
creeper, if you say so. All right, I have extra inventory. That's actually really cool. So let's
Yep.
throw things in it, I guess. Oh, I need that. I need that. A black rune. Interesting. Wow. That was a really great find.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, so I'm glad people are having fun on Silksong. It's just not really my thing. I'd rather watch a video of someone explaining the story than to play it.
Yeah.
Which I do think is a bit of an indictment. But I feel like Dark Souls gets away with it because the gameplay is so good. Obviously, people think of that with Silksong too, I suppose, but not my thing.
Uh-huh.
All right, we need to harvest materials.
I really wish I had something that just gave me light.
Why not just hold a torch?
Because I keep accidentally placing them.
Oh.
Whatever.
All right, got a bunch. Is that going to be enough? 53? Yeah, that's probably enough.
Do you want to make this low building our home here?
There's got to be somewhere cooler, right? Well,
I mean,
I guess it is small, so we can clear it out. But I'm almost
Yeah.
entirely out of torches.
yeah, see, these fine. I want something other than torches.
All right.
I
We'll do
wish
it.
there was like
We'll do
a
it.
lamp or something that goes in your curio slot.
Board up the bottom. Okay. Let's take down some of these doors. And board them up. We don't need this many doors. Oh, goodness. The mist effect is really cool. Okay, yeah, let's tear this down. Oh, we don't need that either. There we go. Alright, and we have 2 doors. You know what? We should only have 1. We don't need this many doors. We really don't. There's zombies everywhere. Where did you go? I feel like I'm doing everything myself.
I'm here.
Okay, we got one way in and out, right next to the bong. Krista says, but they're so adorable. Okay, they are a little cute. I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at them.
They're creepy, and I hate them.
I love the animations. I also love the new appearances rather than just the dumb green thing that Minecraft normally does.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think these buildings are 2 tiles tall. So I could afford to get rid of 1. Yeah, I want to do that. So I can get more
Okay.
bricks. Sweetie, what are you doing?
I told you I'm looking for a light.
Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. Why do I keep hurting myself?
I can hear you.
Okay, there. I may have set little bit of nature here on fire.
Oh no.
I really like how the cities mods always like has a bit of nature. It's not just like literally nothing but urbanization, you know? It makes it feel like almost post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
But like post, not just like post-apocalyptic, I should say.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, there we go. Way more than I'll need, but we'll have enough to build things up back at base. Oh, charged creeper chunk. That's what you were talking about, Krista. Dropped from a charged creeper. Hey, do you want it, sweetie?
Sure, yeah.
I have no idea what this is. There you go.
Thank you.
Oh, we have a hole here. Let's fix that. Ideally, I would get some glass. Let's go harvest some glass. I'll go harvest from a different building.
Okay.
Can I come in? Hello? I'm coming in. You might not think this is legal, but what if I just say I'm ice? Then it becomes legal, right? That's how that works?
Yep.
This is what America taught me.
Mm-hmm.
Krista says you set a creeper on fire and charged them up. Then you killed it without even acknowledging its existence. That's funny. All right, we got plenty of glass now. I want to wander the city streets a bit. Yeah.
Just be careful.
I hear a little bit of nature. Oh, a bird! A robin. You're gonna die here. Ooh, robin egg. Oh, there's two. And then there's a skeleton! Does everyone agree that skeletons are the worst Minecraft enemy? Oh. Oh, you look funky. But they're definitely the worst.
Because they could snipe you.
This place is broken. But books would be nice. We never made a library. We should have. I found like a little castle area. Chris says skeletons are the most annoying to deal with out of the vanilla mobs. Yeah, because they just make combat slow to a standstill. Most combat in Minecraft is just mashing the button. Minecraft doesn't have amazing combat, you know, newsflash, I suppose. But skeletons make you have to stop doing that to just have boring, weighted out, take turn damage time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you can shield and stuff, but then you basically end up having to do your entire combat based around skeletons.
Yep.
Creepers pose a threat, but it's easy to manage. The threat of creepers blowing up your things permanently, I don't think is actually that bad, except when it's happening unexpectedly and you're treating Minecraft like a sandbox. Then it just becomes really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I think the problem with creepers isn't necessarily the griefing that they can do. It's the spawning, so you never know when it's going to happen. Oh, a little ritual site. This would have been a cool place to live, but I guess we already have a home. Speaking of which, I should put a waystone there.
Yep.
Wait, crap, where is it? I lost where the home was. Sweetie, I'm lost.
Oh, I don't know either.
How? What? No. I spent so long on it.
Uh, did you?
I spent like 10 minutes on it. Oh, found it.
Okay, good.
Okay. Where's the last waystone? Here it is. Who are you? Who are you? Ah! Okay. There's a Minotaur lady attacking me.
Oh no.
Okay, she's dead.
Okay.
Okay. Let's put this down again. City outpost. And I'm going to... Oh, wait. Nope. That's not what I wanted to do. Get out of this. And then I need to do city outpost here. Disable, confirm, share. Yes. Okay. And now I need to eat. And we need to put some torches here just so it doesn't completely get filled up in here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is my last torch. Okay. I guess that'll do for now. Hold on, let me just move this torch over a bit. There we go. That'll have to do. Alright, we have our home. Nathan says, you said you liked filler, so I'm curious on your thoughts on the concept of gameplay density, as in how many new challenges and mechanics a game has to offer over compared to its length. Density is something I don't know if this is like an official term that some people have a specific meaning or baggage that comes with the term. But I've used the term game density to mean how much game is there per game, basically. So like people talk about games having like a long length, like a long time to play them. That's not the same thing as density to me. Density means there's a lot of game there, not that you necessarily have to or even are expected to play all of it. So I suppose you could say you could try to use a completionist run by like experiencing all of the stuff, but that's not how most people play a game. Like a Call of Duty game takes you like what, like 4 hours to beat the main story. But there's no additional density to get there. It's like a one-to-one. You get what you get. It's a linear story. You play through it 4 hours. A really dense game, in my opinion, would be something like Disco Elysium, where playing through it once might take you 20 hours or whatever, but there's still so much more game that's in there that you didn't get out of that one playthrough. You could try to be a completionist, but you'll never be able to actually be complete because there's just stuff you're not going to see in a single playthrough. So the real amount of content in Disco Elysium is hundreds of hours, hundreds of it. And as such, I would say that's a very dense game. That's one reason why I really like our Cinematic Fallout game, heavily modding Fallout New Vegas. It makes the game feel as dense as I think it was meant to be. Because it's supposed to be Vegas, it's supposed to be a big old city in the wasteland, civilization being rebuilt. But the actual vanilla game had large stretches of wasteland, just a product of its short development and the time it was released.
Mm-hmm.
Compare this with like Deus Ex, the Human Revolution one, where that game has these massive cities, but there's almost nothing in them. That game is like even less dense than a Call of Duty game, in my opinion, because it purports to be much denser, or at least it's less dense than you would think. A very, very lightweight game, I would say. Likewise, part of the reason I think Cyberpunk is overrated is because I think people act like it's a denser game than it actually is. Most of the side quests are kind of pointless. A lot of the story is not as deep as it thinks it is. People just like running
Yeah.
around, mostly. People like have the freedom that the game promises. It's ironic.
Yeah.
It's a game that's supposed to be in a world that's remarkably unfree, and yet it gives you such freedom. Such is the problem with Cyberpunk as a genre.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, you'll be a wage slave where you have to work the rest of your life, but you can get bio-augmented kitty ears, and trust us, you're not going to get gangrene from that. Anyway, so yeah, I think density is a real thing. And I think density is more of like a content metric though, as opposed to like specifically challenges or like alternate mechanics. There are games that just shove in millions of challenges that feel completely pointless. I hate it whenever I play one of those like 10-minute games where you just go in for like a 10-minute session or something. And it's like, oh, you did this challenge and that challenge and this challenge and that challenge. And they're like, clearly trying to make you feel like you accomplished something, even though you didn't.
Uh-huh.
I really hated stuff like that. But you'll find those all
Yeah, I
in the
get
games
that.
that are desperate for your attention, like Call of Duty or League of Legends or whatnot.
Yeah. Ah! Zombie!
It's not that achievements as a concept aren't worth doing, it's just not every achievement is. You need to make your achievements actually worthwhile. Challenges, all that. Nathan says JRPGs are the biggest culprits, even though I like them. I was never that big of a fan of JRPGs, to be honest. I know, I guess maybe Pokemon you... Oh, we just got griefed. Maybe Pokemon you would consider to be a JRPG, so that's probably the closest experience I've got. Oh, that zombie has a sword! Alright, let's put some more blocks down to take their place. Getting a lot of loot. There we go. Nathan says League of Legends has insanely high density. Okay, you know, this might be a bit of a controversial point, but I think a lot of fighting games, and I think MOBAs would be included in this as well, I think they actually have an extremely low amount of density. Like, what's your average fighting game, right? Your average fighting game is a game with 12 playable characters that might have extra skins if you give them money. And those characters have a move set that's basically just a bunch of different button mash inputs. And then they do a bunch of different animations. All of the characters are designed to be equally powerful, so no one of them can take over the other. And they have an afterthought story mode that's just slapped on. That's just a series of fights. I don't know. I feel like fighting games might actually be remarkably undense. The enjoyment you get with a game is like multiplayer with your friends. So that kind of raises a question. Does density count if it's content that's not made by the developers, but rather just enabled by the developers that you're filling through interactions with fellow human beings? I've had a lot of fun with Peak, but would I say Peak is a dense game? Would I say it's an amazing game? I think the fact I had fun with it is enough to say it's a good game. But I don't know, I'm just... Is the game making the content, or is the game just a platform for me to make the content with my friends? I gotta recover.
I think you make a good point there.
Krista says, open world games have become notorious for being undense. They pad out content to make a playtime requirement for marketing rather than a cultivated experience. Exactly, and that's why I don't care for the open world Zelda games. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. They're both meh. Nathan says, I agree, Krista, but when an open world game also manages to be dense, I really enjoy it, like Breath of the Wild. Ooh, well. Krista says, it's become a trend of the genre, but it doesn't define it. And Nathan says, you're ignoring the whole mental aspect of the game. That's where the density is. Every player you go up against is different and requires different strategies. But see, at that point, like, are you saying basketball is a dense game? Because what? People are good at it and you have to think about your opponents? Is football a dense game? Is soccer a dense game? Like, if... at that point, I don't think it's really the density of the game, but just the people you're engaging with. Because trust me, I've played these games on very low levels. I've played like casual Magic the Gathering, and that was a fun game, even casually. Playing it competitively definitely adds an element to it, but it might as well be a different game at that point. And Nathan says, yes, multiplayer games are very dense, but the density you're getting isn't in the game, it's in the human psychology of the people you're going against. The game is just a platform to allow you to do that. It would be no different whether it's esports or just normal sports or chess. By this logic, chess has amazing density. And, okay, I guess chess probably... Okay, chess is like literally a board, okay? Yes, it has a lot of density for being a board, okay? But, like, I think a lot of the density comes from the humans. Krista says, I don't know too much about discourse, but nothing beats the mental battle of rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, I mean, I think rock, paper, scissors has remarkable low density, so maybe a better example than the chess one. But you might still get some density out of it from the human interaction you have. Nathan says, in all caps, chess has amazing density. Yeah, I covered you already. Alright, I should get going now that I've healed. There was a guy over here. Hi! Are you friendly? You're trading coins for pachyderm kibble. I have neither of these things. You're gonna get eaten. Anyway, that's basically my thoughts. Krista says nom. Indeed. Ooh, you have a pink sword. I want the pink sword. You didn't drop the pink sword. I hate it when zombies have items they don't drop. I think maybe the point is that if they did, then you would just get really good items very easily. But I don't know, make them broken or something? There's gotta be a way to make that work.
I mean, they usually have less durability anyway, because they've been used.
Okay, what do we got for a map here? I see there's a road that way. Have some dark areas. I guess there's no subways here, huh?
There are.
I haven't seen any.
I saw a subway station.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, is that it right there? Oh, waterfall. You're right, I see one.
I tried to light up around our house to prevent spawning a little bit.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Krista says trains. We have trains? Well, not actual trains, but like little subways. See? Little rail tracks. Nothing runs on them. They're like abandoned. But I think this is cool.
If you made a minecart, it would work.
Oh, you're right, I suppose. You know, for a game called Minecraft, we never made a minecart.
Yep.
I've done it in previous playthroughs where whenever we had like a big home that was near a really cool monument, and I would just make a minecart to take us to the monument. But, never really bothered here. Krista says, repurpose that. Bleep. Okay, this is pretty cool. We should have made our home on the railway. Oh well. I could dig up the rails. Wait, if I make a minecart right here, how far would it go? How far would it go?
They're set up with powered rails, so probably pretty far.
Sometimes they're semi-destroyed, but this one seems pretty good.
Yep.
Oh, hey, sweetie, I see you.
Hi.
All right.
I came down here.
What do you need to make a minecart?
You need iron mostly, which I have plenty of at the moment.
Me too. Okay. So let's put Torch in hand. Minecart in other hand. Krista says, I don't like the transportation in Minecraft for one big reason. The Elytra is overpowered and makes other modes obsolete. I hardly see advanced minecart systems because of it. It's strange because I do think they put some amount of effort into the redstone, but the redstone just doesn't really translate that much over to minecarts. You'd think it would, but like there's just so many limitations in the minecart system. Feels like what exists here is still the prototype version of it in the original version, and they just never really added to it. I'm not saying they never did, but it doesn't feel like they did. Nathan says, I'm having so much fun. Can we talk about depressing stuff, please? Sure.
Bye.
The world is terrible. Wait, bye? Okay. I mean, remember the Barbie movie with, I'm not a fascist. I don't control the railways and, the flow of commerce? Yeah, well, Trump just took over the railways in Washington, D.C.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we're having some glitching. I think, Kira, I think you did something?
Yep.
What
It's
did you-
because I'm riding the rails.
Sweetie.
Okay, this is fun.
Sweetie, the stream is
What?
at a standstill because you hijacked it.
I'm sorry.
You need to
It'll
stop.
stop eventually.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's go. There we go. Okay, they do work. We could have gone together, but that's fine. I'll catch up. Whee! Krista says, I am transgender and I must scream. But you, okay, we have to do a trans scream. Oh, wait. Oh. Okay, it is really lagging. Kara, I need you to stop. I am the streamer.
No,
I am the
will
streamer.
Not stop. I will not.
I am the streamer.
I'm on the rails.
Sweetie, I need you to stop. Only one of us can be the Carter.
Fine.
Where are you? This is actually really cool. We should have done this together. Can you find me? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what's about to happen? Okay. Just a mild infection. I think they have a mold problem. Just a little one. A mildly defiled problem. Sweetie, I see you.
Hi.
It is so loud. It is
Yeah.
so loud. What? We're okay. We're okay.
Most of the railway is pretty well lit, but not all of it.
Okay, I'm gonna get off. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Oh, it's gone. Oh, it's not
I
stopping,
managed to
is
get
it?
my cart.
Wait, okay, it did stop. It did. Okay. Whew. Come on. Krista says, much as I try, I will ever succeed in distinguishing trans, cat girl, and autistic identity. Well,
The station is this way.
there's overlaps. Okay. Where are we going? Oh,
The station.
you're right, there is a station.
Yep.
Nathan goes, why not all of them? 3-in-1 bundle deal. Okay, I'm here. I beat you. I hear a whole bunch of death. I'm kind of curious. What? They must be on top and not on bottom? Or, oh, are they just in the wall?
The station is so underground. There's like 5 sets of stairs.
Come on, come on, come on. Okay, it's just there's a ton of things in the building, I guess. Krista says, I believe in the mythical non-cat girl, trans girl. I know what you mean, Nathan says. All cool. All still cool. Oh, lava pouring on water. That's actually a really cool effect. I love the steam. Where's the lava coming from, anyway? Oh, it's just a random lava block. Oh, that's a little disappointing. Whoa. Why do you guys look green? Why are you green? Where are your textures? There's a baby!
Ah.
Don't worry, I killed it.
Okay.
I've learned much from Super Eye Patch Wolf.
I was about to make the same exact fucking joke.
The joke there, guys, if you've ever watched Super Eye Patch Wolf streams where he streams as the final gamer, it's kind of a recurring joke that he'll play like really messed up horror games that ask you to kill children at certain points, and he never hesitates. He's just like, yeah, I killed that child. Like Fear and Hunger is one for example.
Mm-hmm.
Fear and Hunger is a good game. The nudity, I don't know. I'm not against the nudity in general, but it does make it difficult to play.
Yep.
I know there's mods for it, but it feels wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think honestly we've explored a pretty good chunk of the city world. It just goes on forever and ever.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna go back and start renovating the portal. I think that'd be fun. Oh, whoa.
Okay.
Sweetie, you have an Enderman chasing after you.
Oh god.
I'm trying to get his attention. It's coming. It's below you. Oh, crap. I think I lost it. Yep, I lost it. Ah, that stinks. Wait. Wait, I think I saw you. It teleported. Is it above? Yes, it is. I see you. Kira! Kira! Did you get it?
No, it's still live.
Did we get it that time?
Yes, we did.
Okay, nice. Whew. Krista says, Fear and Hunger is anti-streamer. A little bit. Nathan says, I would unironically enjoy a list of your top 10 YouTube. Well, when I did my top 10 video essays, that was basically the same thing. At the end, I ended up ranking them by creator to indicate what I thought of the creators. So, quite frankly, go back and watch my top 60 video essays. Watch all 6 of them if you're going to be good. If you want to cheat and skip to the end, I guess that's an option. All right. Oh, watch out, sweetie. We got some abyssal zombies.
I'm gonna put some lights around this place because look at this building.
What building?
Do you see it? With the huge glass?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It is.
I already picked out a home, though, so that's why I wanted to hold off on picking a home, but we already did, so I'm committed to it.
It's fun. That's fine. I just wanted you to look at it.
All right. Speaking of which, I'm going to go back. to the outpost. All right, here we are. Oh, I'm stuck on the floor. Okay, there we go. And then city portal. And then let's go back to the overworld.
Oh my gosh.
Here we are. All right.
All right. Let's sleep.
Wait, what? Oh, you're here. You followed me.
Yeah?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my concern is if I get rid of these grass blocks, it'll move the skull that's on top, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'll need to leave them. How am I going to do this? I think it's a city, so I should build a city structure. Oh my goodness. I have so much stuff. That works. Krista says, Kira would never leave your side. Aw, yes, that is true, because she's a lovable sweetheart.
We should. Ooh, let's
What?
make a.
What?
Let's make a park bench. Let's make it look like it's a city block.
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Give me a sec.
Okay, I'm not gonna just sit here and wait, sweetie. You gotta be able to pitch
No,
what you
that's
want.
fine. I want to make a park bench, so I want to make it look like we went into the city and visited a park. I want to make like a park bench there, maybe a tree to put there, you know, like it's a normal city thing. What?
I'm just working.
Hello?
I'm just working.
Okay.
Krista says, Minecraft desperately needs an inventory upgrade. I have an inventory upgrade. Thank you very much. I know that has nothing to do with what you were saying, but whatever. Deal with it.
Sweetie,
Yes.
look, park bench.
Oh, I see. Nice. I love that. Great
Where do you
job.
want me to place it?
Towards the back. Facing
Okay.
out to the sea.
Okay. Should it be in the middle or off to the side?
I would put it like right here, facing off.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it. It's like you're getting a good view.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's keep putting things out. I got a few saplings. I guess we might get like a tree or something. Sure, why
Is
not?
there an oak one?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Hold on, I got bones. Okay, stand back, sweetie.
Okay. Oh,
Tree.
nice, nice.
It actually turned out really nice. I like the one we got.
I think we need more structure, though. Like a little archway, yes.
Yes.
Krista says mods are cheating. Cheating what? Oh, the tree.
I use bone meal. That's a vanilla mechanic.
All right, I got some doors, but I need a frame. Ooh, no. Do this on the bottom like a gated community.
Okay. I have more iron if you need more bars. Oh wait, I actually have more iron bars.
I don't need more bars because I'm spinning them. Actually, some more bars just to line these walls would be great if you could get some.
Yeah, here.
Oh, you have it? Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
I also have more iron to make more if we need to. So let me know if you need more than that.
Nice. Chris says no, the inventory extension. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Fine, you have me there. Right, I have glass. I forgot I had glass. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. There we go. There we go. We go. And we go there. And there we went. It's kind of hideous, honestly. It looked better in my head. What are you doing?
Fixing the door. There.
Okay, you know what? Let's get rid of this top. The arch aspect of it is not working out.
I think the two middle ones need to be higher. You need to like go full on arch.
Let's instead just have it be a wall.
Okay.
Do we have any more bars? Do you have any more iron?
I have tons of iron.
I just need iron bars.
Here.
Krista says she means spinning bars quite literally. I do
There.
appreciate, Krista, you try to use she for me sometimes. I know I'm not very adamant about my own gender stuff, but it's nice. Okay. Yeah, let's put some over here. Put some right here. There, it's like a little gated community. I think it's too tall. Let's make it down by one. It blocks view of the tree.
Yeah.
I like that. Like,
Yeah.
like a little half wall thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's bad. Better. We can leave the door open so we can come and go.
Yep.
Anything else? Anything else here? I think we might be good for the city world.
Mm-hmm.
Chris says you're welcome. Thank you. All right. So I think we have a good city world here. So we have the overworld, Nether, Ether, Ratlantis, and the city world. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I got so much of these bricks. Let's put a little bit more here in the corner.
Oh no.
What?
Next is Twilight Forest.
Well, sweetie, I was just about to go over what was next.
Okay.
Yeah, that works. Okay, so yeah, what is next over here? Twilight Forest. I don't remember anything about that one. What?
It is its own world. It has a bunch of different, it has its own biomes, it has bosses, it has a lot of stuff.
I think it's one of those ones that tries to be spooky, right? But compared to the other ones, it kind of comes across as just more like a dark jungle, yeah?
No, it's not spooky. It's more just like a little bit of slightly creepy fairy tales
Okay.
sort of place, like a dark forest.
Okay, then yeah, that one will be next. I'm really happy with how this has turned out so far. I can't wait till our Nexus is complete.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yep. So, oh, Chris says, I believe it's known for boss fights. Great. We just did boss fights in Ratlantis. I think Minecraft boss fights are kind of overrated. but we'll do at least one or so.
Come
Oh,
here.
oh hey,
Come here. So
nice.
you want to sit down?
Nice.
Yeah.
We're the jetpack purple couple.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, this is gonna be fun. Next time we will do Twilight Forest. Then we have Atom. Then cute and matching colors, Krista. Thank you. Then we have the End, the Dark Below, the Midnight, Aurorian, Abyssal Wasteland, Dread Plains, and Obothal. All right.
Yeah, these three are from the Abyssal mod.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we'll have to progress in that for
And
those.
next time I'll talk about my 10 favorite movies of all time. So that's gonna be fun.
Yep.
Oh, a dolphin. Sweetie, let's watch dolphins
Yeah?
together.
Okay.
You see it? It's over to the right.
Oh, I see it.
I love you.
Oh, oh look, jump!
You're so cute.
Did you see?
Yes, I did. All right. We're gonna get going. I know it's a bit early, but like City World just wasn't that deep. It was endless, I guess, but just combat and looting really.
Yep.
All right. And we'll get ready to do Twilight Forest next time. Thank you guys for watching. We're gonna go about our day. We got some chores that we need to do anyway. Try to survive and be safe out there as best you can. Find comfort in the people around you that care about you. Oh, and in case anyone's curious before I go, well, I was gonna show something, but I guess I won't. I guess
What?
OBS has decided not to show it. Whatever. I was
Oh.
gonna show the Minecraft plan, but whatever. We'll about it next time. Bye.
All right.